What's going on, y'all? Just want to give you guys a heads up on a brand new roster that released the other day. It's by Celtic LG. This is probably the best roster on any console, PC, whatever, for NBA 2K20. This is the roster, honestly, that should have came with the game. So to get it on the PS4, you want to search by Online ID and type in Celtic LG 34, hit done, and you should select this one right here, ATD, Attention to Detail Roster 2K20, and you should start your My League with that. Now, what makes this roster better than any roster out there, I'm just going to go through the list of things this guy's done to this roster. Honestly, it's kind of sad how the NBA 2K20 official roster has so many horrible mess ups. Like, they have Luka Doncic with a 0 step back 3 tendency. Like, I don't know how they releasing the game like this. There's so many bad stuff on the default roster. I know Trae Young doesn't have no floater badges. His floater tendency is low. But what Celtic LG did to this roster, I'm going to go through everything that he did. But I'm going to have his link to his thread on Operation Sports in the description so you guys could go over there. I believe he's going to be releasing a video so you guys could port it over to Xbox, PC, or the Switch if anyone wants to do that. But this roster has all the badges redone, all the attributes and tendencies are reworked in order to provide more realism. So the goal pretty much is to make the players play like themselves. Durability attributes are updated for all the players based on real life injuries. There's over 200 plays added to the various league playbooks. Play types were updated for all the players. Real staff, coaching, and play styles were updated. Positions were corrected for around 80 players. Hot zones were updated for 350 players that attempted at least 300 shots. Like, you could tell this guy went in on this roster. All rotations are updated. All heights are updated with the new measurements from NBA.com. The peaks, start, and end were updated. Over 100 contracts errors were corrected. All injuries and transaction based on the opening night. That's what this roster is based on. Opening night. Potentials, corrections were updated. Accurate sim stats, accurate sliders for realistic contracts. Accessories were updated. And all generic 2K faces were replaced by high quality caps from me, Clutch, Javok, and CDK10. So make sure you go to the link in the description, show him love, and try out this roster. Trust me, this is the roster that everyone should be using on the PS4.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Randall and Portis patrol the middle. Elfrid Payton is out there with Barrett. And it's Morris in at the 3.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Marcus Morris picks one up there. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
You're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired
The
up.
NBA never stops, Kevin. We
I
know this, right?
Isn't it great, though? I'm so glad it doesn't stop.
The offseason is just absolutely ridiculously exciting.
So fun.
So much movement and hope for franchises that, have struggled for a long time. And here we go. Hope springs eternal. It's opening night.
And the first one at the line is good.
It feels like Courtney Lee, wherever he goes, he fits in and he finds a way to play a lot of important minutes for the team he's on.
And so he hits both. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
Shocking. They refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
Here's Doncic after R.J. Barrett's bucket. Shot clock at 6. Out to Porzingis. He gets it in there.
Well, if you're giving up that much height, the only thing that you can do as a defender is to foul him.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. They get a hand on it and stolen by Wright. It's rebounded by New York. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the two teams.
Yeah, they matched up very evenly, and that's not a compliment to either side. Last season was a struggle for both squads, and now they're each looking to turn the corner.
Now here's Payton. After Luka Doncic's miss, Barrett, no good. Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Reed does a great job of sticking with it and then finding a teammate.
Now, here's Barrett. Headed by Porzingis. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
2-2.
That free throw missing.
And what you like about Barrett is his all-around game, a versatile guard / forward who wants to keep improving.
He hits the second from the line. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Morris against Doncic. Porzingis passes to Kleber. Right against Payton. 6 to shoot. Outside, Porzingis from deep. That shot no good. And New York will come the other way. Here's Barrett. Porzingis with the block. Right against Payton. And that one's good. Right.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad. Now that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Now, here's Doncic. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Denver. Here's Morris. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
Dallas moving the ball around. Lee outside. Randall grabs the board. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. They trail by 3. Barrett dishes to Morris. Passes to Barrett. Knocked away. Lee with the steal. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Courtney Lee speeding up a little bit, understanding he could take advantage if he shook free in transition.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. When certain players make everyone around them better. Talk about some of those guys who will do that at the very highest level.
The interesting thing about today's game, Kevin, is it's not always the point guard position. I think in the past we thought 2 ways. The point guard, who has the ball in his hands, finding guys for them to make shots. And then through the 80s and 90s, it was low post players who were getting double teams and initiating some offense. Yes. Nowadays, it's a lot of wing guys. And it's guys like Kawhi Leonard, it's guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Throw Draymond Green in there with his ability to pass the ball. Jokic in there with his ability to pass the ball. It's all happening around the three-point line and getting into the gaps. So they look a little bit different, the initiators, in today's game.
completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And a new group in for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for Bobby Portis. Kevin Knox comes in for Marcus Morris. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Barrett. And it's Dennis Smith in for Elfrid Payton.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
Outside Hardaway. He hit stolen by Randall. And here comes the break. Knox misses.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Curry can't get it to go. Knicks trail by 3. Smith the pass to Randall. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Pass to Curry. There's the triple. Knicks with the rebound. Smith outside. Pass to Knox. Back to Smith. Rebounded by Hardaway.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
And there's the pass to Marjanovic. And that one drops. Here's Smith. He's still scoreless so far in this one. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
From 12 feet out, that one good for 2.
Smith Jr. worked.
Check for me. Check for me. Cause back then they didn't used to check, but now they invite to my insight. It's an L site, but it feels like